One of the things that my clients are concerned about is whether or not they need to have a list of all their creditors when they file bankruptcy. They're concerned for a couple of reasons. First is they may not know who all of their creditors are. They've got debts that are old. The debts have moved from the original creditor and on to collection agency after collection agency, and they just haven't kept the documentation. The other time that they're concerned about listing all their creditors is if some of their creditors are close friends or family members and they plan on repaying those debts, or they're concerned about those people finding out about the bankruptcy because they're embarrassed. There are a couple of things that we need to think about as far as listing all your creditors. First of all, you're obligated to list all of your creditors, but if you happen to inadvertently or accidentally miss a creditor, we can add those people later. And if we happen to miss one that becomes discovered much later, if you did not turn over any money or property to the bankruptcy court, then those debts will still be discharged. If you did turn over some money to the bankruptcy court and forgot to list a creditor and they come after you, technically that debt could still be collected. It's fairly rare, however. But if you're omitting a creditor intentionally because you don't want them to know that you filed bankruptcy, you have a different situation on your hands, and that creditor, that individual, could come back and argue to the bankruptcy court that either your debt should be, your debt to that individual should be collectible, regardless of the bankruptcy, or that creditor can argue that your entire bankruptcy should be dismissed. And if that creditor prevails, you will no longer be under the protection of the bankruptcy court with regard to all of your debts. So even though you may be embarrassed or be afraid to list all your creditors, it's important that we list all of them. You're allowed to repay a debt to somebody after bankruptcy, so that's one of your options. If you have questions about bankruptcy, we hope you'll come in for a free consultation.